right, kids, it's fucking raining and we're still doing this shit.
Hell yeah.
We're on one of about 7,500 roads called Polecat Hollow in Pennsylvania, so I'll leave you to guess which fucking one we're on. I'll give you a hint, it's not that one. All right. So, yeah, we had nothing else to do because it's raining like shit, so here we are. I really have no idea what to talk about this time around, but, you know, fuck it. That hasn't stopped me before. I will tell one little story, though, to get started, and this one's about today. Now, those of you, like all three of you that follow my channel, know that we do the Moment with Nate's Grandma series, and I was out with her today.
Oh, God.
And I'd like to explain to you why I don't like to go to restaurants with her. She never knows what it is she wants. We went to Subway today. We went to our favorite Subway near the Giant store where we went and got cake that time, but that's another story for another time that you've already seen, maybe. But anyway, we went to the Subway near there because, you know, we could. It's our favorite one to go to. And we get in there and I'm like, okay, what do you want? Oh, I don't know. I'm like, well, there's a menu right there. Oh, I'll just order something. So this exchange went back and forth for about 5 minutes, and finally I just ordered my usual sweet onion chicken teriyaki that I always get, you know, flatbread, provolone cheese, lettuce, tomato, onion, green pepper, banana pepper, black olives, and the onion sauce. For any of you that work at Subway and recognize me, I'm just telling you that so you know ahead of time. But anyway, and, you know, and she starts, you know, chomping it down, and she's like, I don't know if I can finish this. Well, she had it about half finished by the time she said that. And then she ended up eating it anyway. Now, I bring up that point to bring up another point. Anybody that knows me well enough knows that I eat fucking fast.
Yeah.
Alright, like, I inhale food, you know, and I acknowledge that. Yeah. I will scarf just about anything down you set in front of me. And she doesn't. She's a nibbler. I'm always done sitting there waiting, and she's about halfway done. Now, I always buy about the messiest food you can imagine.
Yep.
The other day, for instance, we went to a local eatery in the town where she lives. And I ordered a big old sloppy stromboli. I mean, loaded. And I got extra dipping sauce. Because I like me some, you know, marinara and dip it in. And I'm sitting there, you know, shoveling this thing down, you know, by the scoopful. And she gets a cheeseburger sub that took her 20 minutes to order. And it wasn't a very big one that she had, you know, just bring a little, you know, 12-inch, not even like a 12-inch, more like an 8-inch, you know, sub. You know, basically it was just a glorified cheeseburger. But anyway, and she's nibbling away at that, and I'm eating this stromboli that took up a fucking 12-inch plate. I mean, I ordered a small, and I never order a small anything, but I know the local restaurants, and their definition of small is enough to feed about 6 people.
Yeah.
Unless you're me. And anyway, I'm eating this thing, and I get it done. This big thing that's like the size of a baby, and she's eating her little sub, and we got done at the same time. You know, she was eating something a third of the size of what I was.
Wow.
Yeah. So I don't know what that says more about who, but yeah, there's a little something. So, you know. Ah, my. Well, we're back on the main road for the time being. I'm gonna try and find us another road to take us into bumfucked Egypt, because that's what we're all about. And I'm thinking there's one coming up here. There's one, looks like it's called Shaffersville Road.
Yep.
I think that's what it's called.
Yep. You want to get over into the left lane.
Yes, I does. Because I think that's it right the hell there.
Yep.
And I'm like right on top of it. So here we are.
And this used to be the old part of 22 before they put in the bypass.
Yeah. So, you know, more old highways that we can explore. And speaking of which, we didn't record this, but here a few days ago, we were exploring a place near where I live. Back in ancient history, you know, when the Romans and the Greeks, you know, roamed the earth and Columbus was still in shit diapers, there was a road called Urban Hill Road. And it used to connect Newton Hamilton, which is close to where I live, with McVeigh, which is where I lived when I was a wee little shit. But anyway, and it was just kind of a back way to get there. And there's an old quarry back in there. And I've never seen it in person. I've seen pictures. But at some point, you know, 30, 40 years ago-ish, I'm guessing, somebody bought the farm that's back in there. I don't know who owns it, you know, but they bought it. And for whatever reason, they blocked off about a mile's worth of the road. And to this day, you still cannot drive through there. Now, if you go on like Google Maps, or even like this GPS I have here, it shows the connection in the middle, but you can't drive through there. And interestingly, the Google directions say that if you want to walk that way, you can, which I'm gonna venture a guess that they don't know better. But I think I found another side road here. Don't mind me. That's a lane. We can't go that way. But anyway, so getting to the point I'm trying to make, what we want to do one of these days is see if we can get permission from the owners of this farm, and I think I'm going to go this way. Get permission from the owners of this farm to see if we can walk back through there and see the old quarry. Because these days, one end of the road is still called Urban Hill Road, but the other end's since been renamed Miller's Quarry Road. So it's now considered two different roads according to the road signs, but according to Google and my GPS, it's still all one road. So that's what we want to explore. So we'll kind of be getting back to our old, adventure of old roads here, hopefully in the near future.
Yeah.
I can't guarantee that we're going to do that, but that's something we want to do. So, you know, if you're watching and you'd be interested in seeing that, let us know.
If we can do it, we will.
That's right. If we can, we will. Can't promise, but we will sure as hell try. So, yeah. All right. Right now, we are heading towards Tyrone. At least for the moment. Will we continue to head towards Tyrone? I don't know. But, I've been off here on East 45 several times. I don't feel like going that way today, because that's familiar territory for me. I go that direction all the time. So now we're going to go this way, because this is a road less traveled for me personally. Trying to think of what else to ramble about. So when I figure out what that is, we'll come back. Alright, well, since we're in a monsoon, basically, I thought this would be a prime time to talk about some weather-related stories. And one time, years ago, getting back once again to our favorite subject of my neighbor, I was over at his place one time, and it was toward the evening, and we were in the middle of a thunderstorm. And of course, I think it's no secret that both me and him are crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So we sat on the front porch on the bench while it's pouring down rain, just watching the lightning. Every time we'd get a boom of thunder, we'd be like, yeah! As loud as we could. And we sat through the whole damn storm doing this. So yeah, we were both out of our fucking minds. But then there was the one time when I was real little. And where we lived at the time was an upstairs apartment, you know. And you could look out and see, you know, the town square. And you could see the main road off in the distance. And anyway, we had just gotten through a thunderstorm. And there was a loud, I mean a loud lightning strike, you know, thunder and all that shit, like right outside our window. I mean, like, I was about 3 or 4 years old at the time. I'd say around 4, because it wasn't long before we moved. But we were all like, what happened? What happened? What happened? Well, the power kept blinking on and off, like every 2 seconds, like on a minute, off, on 2 seconds, off 2 seconds, on 2 seconds, off 2 seconds. Well, then after the rain stopped, it just kind of went out entirely.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember looking outside, and you could see the telephone pole across the street split down the middle.
Wow.
Never ever saw anything like that again to this day. Like I've seen like that happen to a couple of trees. I never saw that happen to a telephone pole.
Mm.
You know, in the 22 years it's been since that happened. But that image is still stuck in my mind. That sumbitch was charred black.
Yeah.
Down the middle. But that's what it was. I'll never forget that. And like I said about the trees, I remember one time when I was a little bit older, after we moved, one of our trees in our backyard had that happen to it.
Mm-hmm.
Split right down the middle. And good many years later, in the house where I live now, I was out in what's now our laundry room. At the time, it was just like a sunroom.
Mm-hmm.
And it was late at night, and it was storming. And I watched lightning hit the field. At the time, it was a field right across from my house. I mean, now it's part of the neighbor's yard. Back then, it was like a turnip field.
Yeah.
Because we had an elderly neighbor that used to live there, and he was like a semi-farmer. And I saw probably one of the biggest bolts of lightning I ever saw in my life hit that field. And it was so loud, like you could feel it from inside the house.
Yeah.
And that scared the shit out of me. Because I was just kind of sitting there. I was talking to who was there with me that night. And the less said about him, the better. I don't even want to go into it. But
yeah.
Yeah, that was quite a thing to see. I'll never forget that. And on the subject of weather-related stories, even though we're going into summer now, I want to tell a winter story. And it was right after I had gotten this car, the one we're in now. Just got it. Getting back to my grandmother. Another thing about her is she worries about literally everything. And mind you, at the time, I had only had this car for 2 days. We went shopping that day. And at that point, it wasn't snowing yet where we were. We decided to take the back road home. Well, the further we went down the back road, the more snow there was. Because we saw cars coming the other direction and they were covered in snow. And then we got into it. Well, the road we were on is kind of a windy road, you know, a lot of hills and humps and bumps and lumps and...
All that happy
You know,
shit.
it goes through the country.
Yep.
And mind you, at the time, you know, I was new to driving this car and it didn't have the greatest set of tires on it. Because the previous owner obviously didn't do a whole lot of...
Maintenance?
a whole lot of maintenance on this car. So we were going around a slight turn like we are now. And the ass end of the car kicks out. Holy shit, I never saw her freak out so much in my fucking life. She like genuinely was like clenching to the seat like a fucking cat that doesn't want to get in the fucking bathtub. You know?
Wow.
Yeah. And I'm not thinking anything of it because I'm used to, you know, spinning out of control and ending up in a field because we do this shit all the time.
Yeah.
You know, we're used to that kind of shit happening. You know, that was just the first time I'd ever driven this car, in the snow, you know. And I got it straightened back out and we were fine the rest of the way home. But to this day, she does not let me forget about that. Because she knows. No. Because she knows that I drive back and forth to work in this car. And I drive, you know, whether it's rain, shine, snow, sleet, or hail, whatever, you know, because I have to. I don't have a choice. And she acts like it's some sort of big deal, like as if I'm going to die the moment I drive out on top of a snowflake. And I got to keep telling her, it's like, there is nothing wrong with this car, and I know how to drive it now. It's like you're judging it by a moment that happened 2 days after I got it.
Yeah.
On that same note, a couple of days later, I had only had this car for about 4 days at the time. We just got done, you know, we put the stereo in, you know, not this one, the one I had before, but I got new wheel covers, I got seat covers, you know. I did have an aftermarket shifter on here, but it was too fucking short, so I took it off. You know, we, spruced this thing up a bit and tried to personalize it for me a little bit because it was the first nice car I ever had. You know, before that I had my truck, which was kind of beat up when I got it, and before that I had a piece of shit van. But anyway, I'm getting off subject here. Getting back on subject. It was like the 3rd or 4th day after I had this car. And I was coming home from Walmart. And I decided to take the back road. I went there just to get some junk food. There wasn't a lot in the house and I was bored. So I decided to go to Walmart. And I was on my way home on the back road. A road that I had traveled many, 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 many times since I was like still a zygote, you know. And I know this road, you know. I know all the turns and the twists and all the shit that comes with it.
Yep.
You know. Well, there's a part where there's a lot of S-turns. There's trees on both sides of you. On the one side, you're going straight up a hill. I mean, like all but 90 degrees up. Coming the other direction, on the wrong side of the road, was this teenage girl. And, you know, out of fairness, I won't say her name or anything like that, because she knew what she did, and she apologized to me for it. And you can tell she was really shook up for it. But anyway, she was on the wrong side of the road coming straight towards me, and I had one of two choices. I could either get hit or put this thing into a tree trying to get out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
And mind you, I was only going about 25 miles an hour. I don't know how fast she was going, nor is it relevant to the story. But anyway, she tried to swerve to miss me, and her driver's side door made contact with the left front fender. Tore the fuck out of it. I mean, crumpled it in like a fucking Pepsi can. You know, my inner, fender well was dragging on the tire. Headlight shattered. Just tore the fuck out of a car that I only had for 4 fucking days. And I made her well aware of that. Because, yes, I was a dick and I rubbed it in. Well, maybe I'm an asshole and, well, yes I am. But that,
Slow down, Nate.
I had every right to be an asshole. Oh, we're coming up on a pretty bitch-ass turn. And I'm gonna go fucking this way because I fucking can. But anyway, right. So, I get this crippled car off the road, and you can see her sitting back there. Mind you, she had her boyfriend with her.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't know exactly what the exchange between them was, but I'm thinking it went something like this. And anyway,
yeah, she was either probably trying to give him roadhead
while she was driving.
Yeah.
At least that's my theory anyway. Anyway, they eventually back up to where I'm at, and at this point I'm already on the phone with the insurance company. And blah, 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 blah. And I get her to write down her information and give it to me, and all that happy horse shit. Well, anyway, in the meantime, while I'm on the phone talking to who I need to be talking to, I see this guy in the background on the phone. I'm thinking, well, maybe they're calling their insurance company. No, he calls his fucking friends to come pick him up. Like, I see this Jeep, this big, like, souped up Jeep coming down the road. He hops in it and takes off and leaves her sit.
My only thing that I could think of, he had drugs on him.
He was either drunk, high, or that, or both. Yeah. But, now I decided not to make this a legal matter. I didn't call the cops, which, normally in that situation you would, but she admitted to me what she did. So I wasn't going to make an issue out of it. Because I'm not that kind of person. I'm an asshole, but I'm not that much of an asshole. And I only am one when I need to be. But anyway. So I was without a car for about a month. Because the place I took it, was a very busy place. They do a lot of business. Plus it was a matter of waiting to find out what the insurance company was going to do and all of that bullshit. And getting this stuff to fix my car. But anyway, I got it back in one piece and I've been driving it ever since.
Yep.
I haven't had any major problems,
Knock on wood.
Right, So yeah, that's a couple of weather-related stories that evolved into bad driving experiences.
Yeah.
But, So right now, I really haven't the least bit of a fucking clue where we are.
Nope.
I have a general idea. I know we're somewhere between Tyrone and State College. I'm just not exactly sure how far between one or the other and exactly which road we're on, but that's where we are. And, yeah.
Yep.
You guys didn't see it happen, but right before we started rolling, we were trying to get as deep into the middle of nowhere as we possibly could, and we found a road that ended up not going anywhere, so I had to hurry up and whip it around.
Yep.
So, Yeah. We don't do this with any rhyme or reason whatsoever. We just go random places. That's why it's random night.
Yep. Well, we are now in Center County.
Well, holy shit. This might be our first video in Center County.
Yeah.
Because we did Over the Mountain last time, and I think that was still all contained within Huntington County.
Yep. We were in Blair County off and on, as you couldn't tell, you know.
Right.
1 second you're in Huntington, then the next second you're in fucking Blair.
I think we ended up in Mifflin County.
No, I'm talking about tonight.
Yeah, well, I'm talking about that.
Yeah, we wound up in Mifflin County.
Yeah, tonight we've been back and forth between Huntington and Blair County. Now we're in Center County. And if you're not from the state of Pennsylvania, you're not going to know where the fuck any of this shit is.
No.
But, you know, that's what they have Google Earth for.
Yep.
You know what? You know, as you know, YouTube partners, we technically work for Google, so we kind of have to show our support a little bit. You know, they're not as evil as some of you may believe.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, this is completely off subject and has absolutely nothing to do with us, but I feel the need to point this out because it kind of amuses me. But Disney bought Blip, the website Blip. It's kind of like YouTube's competitor.
Okay.
But it's the site that a lot of online personalities use to post their videos. Like, for example, the Nostalgia Critic has been using Blip for the past several years. And the thing that I thought was funny was the very day that it was announced that Blip now belongs to Disney, Doug Walker did a video about 90s Disney cartoons. So I just think that's kind of funny. But, you know. That was just a little side note that had nothing to do with anything, but that's just something that kind of made me chuckle whenever I found out that news. So, you know. Ooh, we're getting company here. We're getting company. Somebody's coming. What's it gonna be? Who knows? That's the fun. Hello! Alright.
That's some light on the subject. There you go.
Alright, we got a couple of offshoots coming up here. We've got Blackburn Road and Loveville Road. Both of, well, let's just kick her down a notch here and look here. Blackburn Road. You know what? What the hell? It says it's a road and not a drive, and ooh, what do we got here?
Hey, no trespassing.
Yellow sign. Well, I don't think we're going that way. I want to go that way, but I can't go that way. Alright. Well, that's our second. Nope, that's not going to happen of the night. Too bad you guys didn't get to see the first one, so we're not going that way, so fuck that. We're going this way some more. Alright. Well, I wanted to do that. Well, let's check out this Loveville Road coming up then. Yeah. Maybe that'll yield better results. Well, it has a stop sign at the end of it, so that looks a little more promising. Loveville Road, you know what?
And it's a paved road, so we're good.
It's a paved road. My God.
It goes somewhere.
It goes somewhere, and we're going to find out where, because I don't know. To my knowledge, I've never been on it.
Ugh, shit.
Yeah, it's about 11:30 right now. Yeah. It's 11:30. I just saw some sort of large bird flying by us through the darkness, and it made me think of a couple videos back.
Yeah.
When we hit that grouse. And In a way, I'm hoping we get another moment like that, and in a way, I'm hoping we don't.
Yeah.
And as long as it doesn't cause any sort of damage, you know. I mean, I don't condone animal cruelty, but that was fucking funny.
Yeah.
Because it just happened out of nowhere.
It's like, what the fuck was that? Oh, that was a grouse. Oh. Alright.
And all three of us are here tonight, but as per usual, I'm the only one that has pretty much anything to say.
I really have nothing. Other than, Jesus fucking Christ, it's raining like a son of a bitch.
Yeah. Alright. When we come up with some more interesting commentary, we'll come back.
Yep. See you in a bit. Alright, we're back.
Alright, I don't really have any stories to tell right this fucking second, but I wanted you guys to see the clusterfuck of streets that we're encountering right now. We have no idea where in the fucking hell we are.
This reminds me of New Jersey all over again.
Yeah. And the sad part is we're not anywhere near Jersey right now.
No.
We're like directly in the middle of Pennsylvania, hence the name Center County.
And if anybody that would know a little bit about New Jersey, it sure the fuck wouldn't be Nate.
Yeah, I've never been there. Never been there. But yeah, like I said, I didn't think of anything to talk about yet, but I just wanted to point that out because this is probably the biggest clusterfuck we ever ran into trying to figure out where to go.
But he will say he does have a story for you
In the next segment.